Is the teaching you follow universal? Is the method universal? Is the technique universal? Yes and no. First of all, I don't follow any method. I don't follow any system. Before, I did it partly. My way is in general very universal. But after meeting GM, whose path is a pathless path, whose method is a methodless method, I have even refined my universality, and hopefully, and as far as I can see, it is total, absolutely universal. It is based on nothing, just pure observation, just truth as it is. So, for example, the method that GM is recommending is close your eyes and go beyond, or close your eyes and know the peace within. I've asked her, and in my understanding, she meant go beyond the thoughts, abide beyond thoughts. And when there are no thoughts, there is no duality. There's no good or bad. There's no past or in the future. There's not even a now. There's not even a you. There's not even a me. Because all these are thoughts. So it's almost like saying to you, relax. Just like you relax in deep sleep. So you can say, in my understanding, her teaching, which is, it vibes totally with me. So it sort of has become my own teaching. So is relax, close your eyes and relax. Why closing the eyes? It's because this outward manifestation, this Hollywood movie we call reality, it can easily trap the untrained mind or the untrained person. By the way, GM doesn't use the word like mind. She only uses the word thoughts, which I think is very proper. It's more exact. So, when we have learned how to deeply abide in the total stillness, which is beyond word, there is total stillness, there is non-duality. It is our true nature, that is who we are. And there is limitless love, joy and peace. Once we get totally settled there, that's basically her methodless method. For those people who are very advanced, they could maybe get settled very fast after reading her book, or maybe some previous giants like Ramana Nisargadatta Maharaj. That could be enough, or something else, some other book with a similar approach. Or if somebody's meeting an awakened person, a realized person who is a non-person person, then his or her energy is so thundering, like 10,000 suns, like billions of volts, that it's hard not to be pulled in, or actually it's more like a tuning fork, you know, like your highest ultimate state, or your highest self, or whatever you call it, just gets enhanced and empowered by somebody who is already there. So in that sense, she is like a mirror, or an awakened person, truly awakened person, is like a mirror who is totally vibrating in the highest vibration ever imaginable. And then it sort of removes your blocks of abiding in the same. That is the unique thing of an awakened, realized person, usually referred to as master. Not like a master in chess or in sport master or a Reiki master, but a master in consciousness, or somebody who's awakened. Whatever, these are only words, and I'm not a friend of words. Though I'm studying 40 languages and I'm a language teacher, I'm not a friend of words. That is only in the job that I pretend to be, because that's my duty. And in my role I am, but not within, deeply within. So so that could be enough to just sit for a few minutes in the presence of an awakened or realized one. And that is the gift of all gifts, is to be able to have access to such a person, such a non-person person. And that's why I'm thrilled to have discovered that there is such a one, actually alive now. We don't have to speak like 100 years ago or 50 years ago or 2000 years ago, actually now. So the teaching, the universality is such that if you are an atheist, or if you are belonging to a religion or a faith, or following some spiritual teaching, or like I did before, following a master who is no longer in the body, like Ramana, Nana, and Nisargadatta. I was doing, mainly it was Nana, but he was a disciple of Ramana, and then the teaching was more clear for me with Nisargadatta, but I see it as the same thing, just one package. I just didn't have one parent, I had 2-3 parents. So the universality of what I am living, what GM has inspired me to do, what she's teaching, is, I would call it the universal universality. It means, irrespective of your teaching, of your atheism or religion, GM's contribution could help you, could help anyone to reach something very high. We can call it instant transformation, because that's possible. Well, when I met her, much faster than 1 second, I would call it immediately, I was taken into these millions of volts, effortlessly. No effort. The only effort was to not make any resistance. Sort of be curiously open, like most children or all children are, naturally. So when you have that experience, you know what is the truth. You know what is the highest human potential. You know who you are. You know who or what you are. That makes it simple. You get the answer. It's not through books. It's given by life, by consciousness. It's so easy. And then, whatever is shared, she's not teaching. I think she's more like sharing from her absolute point of view, It just helps us to let go of what people call the ego. She doesn't use the term ego. She uses the term dualistic unreality. Anyhow, nobody told me what to say or not, so I can sometimes use some words that she doesn't use. I agree with her. It's better to do like what she's doing. Maybe I will come there one day and be as totally universal as she is. To not use even the word ego or mind. Then, so what she's sharing is that there is the reality. Religious people call it the kingdom of heaven, which is inside. Buddhists call it nirvana. Hindus call it enlightenment or parabrahman. Or in China, Tao. You can call it so many names, it doesn't matter. There are people who just awaken without knowing what it's called. It has no name. So it's just, so she said that there is this reality and everything else is unreal. And we are caught, our consciousness is caught in believing the untruth to be true. And she's sharing some, gives some inspiration to look at life in a different way. And she's sharing from her absolute standpoint of non-duality. And then false identifications of I am the body, I'm born, I will die, I'm such and such an age, I am a man, I'm coming from Denmark, living in Sweden, I'm a teacher, I am 6'2" tall, my name is la la la. All these things fall away. And there is only, what is left is only the observer, observing everything. And that nature is non-duality. It's infinite, limitless, boundless love, joy, and peace. And all other so-called virtues, such as patience, forgiveness, compassion, tolerance, all these are included. It just comes without any teaching, without any do this, don't do that, without anything. GM doesn't give even one word about diet, what you must wear, change name, not change name, doing this and that, sleep here and there. Zero. Absolutely nothing. That means that if somebody belongs to any kind of a spiritual tradition or religion, she would, according to what I have understood, be happy to just help you to attain the goal of your path. For example, a Buddhist, he wants nirvana. A Christian wants the kingdom of heaven. An atheist, he wants to be limitlessly happy and peaceful without any tension always and see the truth and be rid of suffering and frustration. And somebody studying A Course in Miracles wants to see that there is only the divine. There is only love. There has only been love. And the same with Ho'oponopono from Hawaii. A similar universal non-dual teaching. Or Sufis, that they and the source are one. And so on, and so on, and so on. Or people who are having Ramana Maharshi as their master. Then Ramana, he said, there is something called the natural state of man. He called it sometimes the fourth state, he called it different things, Sahaja Samadhi. He was using some Indian terms, some Sanskrit terms. And Nisargadatta Maharaj, he also used that, certain spiritual words and terms. And if you follow of that, GM has no person, so she can just help you to attain that. And you can continue to do your prayers, You can continue to wear your spiritual clothing and having your spiritual names, reading your spiritual books, doing your rituals, or going to your temples or churches or mosque or whatever. Or the only thing is that if you have a living teacher, probably you should ask that person first what to think. But if somebody is like Ramana Nisargadatta or religions, you can't really ask. So then it's up to you what you feel for doing. So in that sense, GM's teaching, which is also something that feels natural to me, because that's not a teaching to me. It's just like, it just feels like her way of describing the most universal universality ever imaginable. So there can be no enemies, there can be no competition, there can be no comparison. For her to help you, it just helps a lot to get rid of all concepts and just go beyond the mind, beyond words. Rest there, and if you feel for it, if you feel very, very serious and like you're very, very serious about it, there are retreats available. Of course, they are for free. Everything she does is for free. So then, at least the Sunday's meeting, they are open and available. But the retreats, I suppose it is best to only attend if we are very, very serious, if you really want it. Then just come, be in that energy, and just follow the flow. And before and after retreat, and whenever you want it, and in the evening, in the morning, you do your prayers, your rituals, your everything. You do what you like. There's absolutely no recommendations. I have not heard it. When I'm sharing about GM, I only share what I have experienced, what I think, what I assume. I might be wrong. Then I will happily correct it later and tell. But I think it is so. I only spent 2 weeks with her, and it was only pure love. I don't know if you have heard about near-death experiences. People, when they die, they go through a tunnel, they meet a light who is only loving them totally. There's no religion, nothing. That's also pretty universal. So it's only about loving you, accepting you. So that is very similar to what I can see GM, like a being of light. And so I think that was all for today. And as often, I end by asking you if you feel inspired to close your eyes for a minute, or at least relax and feel the deep peace within, something beyond the mind, totally peaceful, total beauty, tremendous silence, infinite love and joy. That is who I am, that is who you are, that is what life is. Thank you for taking your time to listening. Till next time. Bye-bye.